Hey everyone, welcome to This Week in Comics. We're in Comic Connections as we are every week. I'm your host Sid, and we are looking at 6 of my top picks from this week and 2 graphic novel recommendations, because I just like keeping you guys guessing and mixing it up a bit. Everything we're looking at here is going to be released on the 16th of May, today, so let's do it. So my first pick this week is Mighty Thor at the Gates of Valhalla, issue 1. It's actually a one-shot, so I wish it said that rather than issue 1, because I'm sure that confuses some people. So this is the last of the Jason Aaron female Thor comics that they've been doing, and the mantle is going back to Odin's son with a new issue 1. I know loads of people are super hyped for that, but this is also going to be a top-selling book in store, and it brings like the whole last 3 years of stories to an epic conclusion. Jason Aaron's run has been absolutely fantastic, beginning to end, and I can't wait to sink my teeth into this one. Jumping to DC for a bit, we're going to discuss very quickly the New Age of DC Heroes, New Challengers issue 1. As always with the New Challengers, the New Age, they have the big gatefold fold-out thing. The vertical gatefold. So this is kind of a reboot of the Challengers of the Unknown concept, which is sort of DC's attempt at Fantastic Four, which has never really gone over that well, not really ever found an audience. Even when like Tim Sale and Jeff Loeb did it, it didn't quite catch on. But this has got Snyder and Kubert on it, and just having Andy Kubert on a book used to be a big draw. Hope it still is. I'm going to kind of be letting you guys tell me what you think of this one. I haven't been reading the New Age of DC. It's impossible to read everything. I put my hands up to that. So if you're on board the New Age of DC Heroes and you're doing New Challengers, let me know what you think. Okay, my next pick is X-Men Wedding Special. It's kind of rare that I pick up an X book these days. I'm very far out of the X loop. However, I have just redone all of the brilliant Joss Whedon Astonishing X-Men storyline, issues 1 to 24, which is probably like 12 years old or something horrifically daunting now. Still, it's Kitty Pryde and Colossus. They're getting married soon. I don't think it happens in this, but this is kind of a prelude to the wedding. And even better than that, it has a J. Scott Campbell cover. So rather than having to queue up on a website for like $300 worth of disappointment, as I did with the last set of Campbell variants, you can just walk into a comic shop and get a Campbell cover for cover price. How nice is that? Okay, we're going indie now as we look at Aftershock's new release this week, A Walk Through Hell issue 1. So it's an interesting one, this. I mean, I basically have ordered it because it's Garth Ennis writing it. Goran Sudzuka, I know I butchered that name, is doing the art duties. It's very clean lines, which I always like. It looks quite crisp and clear. Very much a real world setting. It looks like SWAT teams going up against SWAT teams and lots of dead people. I'm hoping it's got the irreverent humour I tend to look for in the Garth Ennis books, but honestly, it's looking a bit real worldy, so that might not be the case here. I'll let you know. Oh boy, this one's going to take some explanation. Bubba Hotep issue 1. Hopefully you've seen the Bubba Hotep movie, and you can just go, oh sweet, they're doing a comic of Bubba Hotep. Come in and buy it, and we can all talk about the movie and have a good laugh. Lots of you out there, I'm sure, have never heard of the Bubba Hotep movie. I'm going to give you a very brief rundown. Bubba Hotep stars Elvis Presley, played by Bruce Campbell from Army of Darkness. He's in a retirement home. No one believes he's a real Elvis because he took a bit of time off back in the day. An imposter came in and ate himself to death and died, got buried. That's who people think is Elvis. He's a real Elvis. He teams up with a black dude who thinks he's JFK, and they are fighting a mummy who's trying to take over a retirement home. That's the high concept, and someone thought, hey, that film from 10 years ago was good fun. Let's do a prequel comic. Through IDW, and that's exactly what they've done. Bubba Hotep issue 1, Bubba Hotep and the Cosmic Bloodsuckers. How can you not with a title like that? I'm on board because the movie was just that much fun. Bruce Campbell fans unite. New from Dark Horse this week is Aether, the Copper Golems issue 1. Honestly, I only pre-ordered this because it's returnable, so I ordered 10 copies so I can return it. I know Lisa and the Spartown Comics crew, they're confident that they can shift a fair few units of this. So, yep, I went with their recommendation. This is definitely a Lisa recommendation. Aether and the Copper Golems. Prove them right, come in and buy it, or I'm going to tell them they're wrong and laugh at them. Okay, so I have 2 hardcover picks this week. My first one is the big DC graphic novel release of Dark Days, The Road to the Metal issue 1. It's not going to look great with the reflection and the bounce. So the image here is what you want to be looking at. So what this does is it reprints the forge and the casting, which led into the big Dark Days Nights crossover that Scott Snyder penned through most of last year and seemingly most of the beginning of this year. Even though we sold really, really well in single issues, I know a lot of customers were waiting for the hardcovers, either to read for the first time or just to add to their collection. So a lot of people are going to be excited this is in. It also reprints a bunch of other stuff from pre-Rebirth that they seem to think is super relevant and important to this. So that kind of makes me think that Scott Snyder's been building this whole thing for quite some time, and that inspires confidence. So yeah, Road to Dark Days Metal is in, and next month we should have the actual metal hardcover reprint with the first 6, and that's going to be a huge launch for us. Keeping it indie is Private Eye from Brian K. Vaughan, who's currently doing Saga and Barrier. So I've wanted to talk about this one for a while, but I've never quite found an empty week to cram it in. So, I'm just going to cram it in here. Barrier is doing very well for us off the back of Free Comic Book Day. It's the same creative team. It's Brian K. Vaughan and Marcos Martin. It's beautiful stuff. It's that nice widescreen format, which Barrier sort of is, being a vertical flip book. It's very cool stuff. The idea is the cloud has broken, everyone's data has just leaked out of the internet, everyone knows everything about everyone else, and now the most important thing in the world is people's privacy. So they wear masks when they go out the house so no one knows who you are or where you live or what you do. People are really back into analog technology like vinyl players and cassettes and books because they don't want people being all up in their business. So it's an interesting look into a very near future of what could happen if just our privacy got destroyed and put everywhere all over the internet. How safe is your search engine? What does your history look like? Please don't let me know. I don't comment that. That would be awful. Let's keep it talking about comics. And this is one of the best comics out there. So if you've not done this big stonking £45 hardcover, and I can understand the price point will put people off, give it a look. It is really very good. Totally recommended. So that's it for another week. Thank you for watching as always. An extra big shout out to Banbury, Castle Quay, Town Centre and everyone for being super involved in the last few weeks with events. Free Comic Book Day was great. Batman Day last week was great. We're already looking at our next few events. We're going to be involved with the Midnight Walk in July, 7th of July. I'm not sure how we're going to be involved, but it's a superhero theme. I'm going to be there. I'm going to drag Glenn along. He doesn't know it yet. I hope to see some of you guys there. We'll be talking about that more in the future. That's it. Come in store and check us out. We've got lovely comics, loads of graphic novels, stupid amounts of toys, statues, £1 comics, brand new comics, boxes, bags, blah, 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 blah. You know the deal. Comment, like, subscribe. That's it. I'm out and going home. Bye.